Good morning, judges. We are the Dream Team representing National Chengchi University, and today we'll be discussing the case Lenovo disruption in the PC industry. Our teammates are Alberto Rodriguez, Elias, Marcus, and myself, Mayra Faro, will be doing the introduction to the case. How does a top-selling brand not be a recognizable brand? That seems to be the problem here. Like how a company this big as Lenovo, being a company that has overcome other companies like Dell or Hewlett Packard, not be that recognizable. Today we'll try to emphasize on this, and let me just give a brief introduction about the company. Okay, well, Lenovo is a key player in the smart connected devices industry. This industry contains the PC industry, laptop industry, smartphones, and tablets. In 1996, Lenovo started manufacturing their own PCs from being also for providing distribution services, and well, at that time they started their own PCs with the name of Legend. After several steps in the expansion of Lenovo, such as the purchase of IBM in 2004, Lenovo began experiencing great deals of growth in market share and inside the company. By 2009, Lenovo achieves one of their major goals, which is to beat Dell and compete head-to-head with Hewlett Packard in the PC industry. Currently, as I mentioned before, Lenovo manufactures PC, desktops, smartphones, and television, which is part of their four-screen strategy. Next. From the case, we managed to develop these few issues that the company is currently facing. We'll have to tackle in order to continue our progress. The first issue is, and the main one, is how can Lenovo be competitive in a new challenging landscape? This landscape is titled by companies that produce not only PCs but also different sorts of devices. And with this changing industry so dynamic, how can our company, Lenovo, possess a competitive advantage against them? And so, a sub-issue might be, how can Lenovo build a strong brand image globally? As I said before, Lenovo has a fair amount of profits and good sales revenue, but the image globally isn't what they expect, since they invested so much in marketing, but the results are not showing as much as they would have. Now my partner will proceed with the business model.
And now we are going to talk about the business model, how they work, and with realizing how they work now, we can have further development. Then the first is like the value of this Lenovo company. They provide the good PC with good price. They have a very high efficiency at the cost management and also the inventory management. And through their distribution channels, they can provide their products to their target customers. Like they target with a China-based market, which they are good at that because the inherent enable them to make a good sales in the market. Also, they target the low-end customers. Besides, they also target the emerging economic, and they maintain the relationship with their customer through after-sales service. And this company has a major key activities, the PC production, and also they acquired some new department to develop new technology. And through they have some key resource to to make them doing good at good activities. Like they have a high volume of PC productions, and which is their niche. They can produce a lot of computers, and with a lot of sales, they can reduce the cost for each computers. And through their key partners, they acquire shares at developed countries of those distribution partners, like in Germany and also in Japan. So they can have their partners to help them to promote their computers in those developed countries. And to those low-end countries, they would set up stores to sell their products. And also they would find some key partners to help them to promote at UAE areas. And the key cause of these companies is inventories. With low inventory, they could increase their revenues. And their revenue usually majorly came from high volume sales of PC, and this is the current situation. And as we can see from the income statement, that they are doing great now. They are gain profits, but how to improve the situation of declining market of PC? That's the situation that we need to do. And now we have Alberto to.
So I'll come with the current portfolio. We cannot go on with our presentation without mentioning their quite impressive portfolio. We can start by 2004. Actually, they announced they were going to acquire IBM in 2004. They did not foresee, though, that the PC industry was going to be down and as substitutes like tablets or smartphones. But they acquired it in 2004. 2009, they bought back their shares, $200 million investment to having their mobile division back. So we know that they want to go strong with mobile. 2011, joint venture with NEC in Japan. This boosted the market share to 25%. 25% in Japan, and that time was #1 in Japan. Then they acquired Germany's Medion AG, boosted the market share to 14%. So we know that mergers, joint ventures, and acquisitions are very good for Lenovo. Then we have 2012, they acquired Brazil's CCE manufacturing facilities. Now, they foresaw this economic boom in Brazil due to the 2014 World Cup host and 2016 Summer Olympics host. So we know that they want to have brand recognition in both of these events. We also have 2012, they made their first software acquisition. So we need to keep this in mind. We also know they made investments in Vertex, which is a VC fund, VC or venture capitalist. This really excites me a lot because there's much that venture capitalism can do. There's these really good ideas. There's no one to fund them. If you invest in those ideas are yours. So that's really interesting. Then we have joint venture with EMC for enhancing network solutions, and that's the portfolio.
Well, as you've been seeing, that we have Lenovo, and they are very competitive in the market. Because what we found, based on our analysis, is that in China, one of the biggest markets, well, especially the leading of the world's economy currently, they have a very, very strong position. Well, this could be because they were founders of this company in China. Secondly, because these recent years, the manufacturing labor is being the cost of manufacturing labor is being reduced, especially in these countries. So, for them to be in China, to have this strong position, is due to all these connections of distribution channels, manufacturing costs, and the knowledge and understanding of a very complex market. Secondly, when I'm talking about the distribution network, they are able to reach consumers that not other companies, such as Dell, Apple and HP, which are big players in the market, we cannot reach, as we have seen in our analysis, because we have this very effective distribution network. We reach consumers in village, which are in the very far distance in China. And this is one of the things that we believe that's why we are making this difference in China. Secondly, what we saw is an expansion of manufacturing in growing economies, like growing economies, emerging economies. As you've seen, Brazil, they expanded their manufacturing facilities to Brazil. And later on, we will explain how this is linked to our strategy of expansion into international markets, especially emerging economies. Next one, please. But even though we are leading company in China, as any company faces weaknesses, right? And what we believe is that we have a very weak brand image. Although the company recently, they have been investing a lot of money in marketing, promotion. But why they're not taken as a good and well-known brand? Well, this is something that the company, we believe, have mistakenly approached. But later on, we will go to a strategy to resolve this problem. We also have unable to exploit our assets. When we talk about our assets, we see this company, which is very well built up in this great market, China. And by China, we mean Asia. We can reach all these countries, emerging economies in Asia, but still factors, internal factors, external factors, are leading the company not to have a fully complete use of their assets. And the environmental trends. Firstly, I will start by saying that this is not a common market. This is a market that is driven by something called innovation. The thing is, how can we measure innovation? It is really hard, because what we want today is not gonna be the same thing that we want tomorrow. And this is one of the biggest challenges for all the companies that are dealing in the PC market and the smartphones. And we believe that this, although is very risky, it raises a lot of risk, it brings a lot of opportunities. Because innovation is something that wants to create something for the market, right? But this is not set by a process. It is set by having a different approach to our customers, to understanding what they really want. We have set several strategies in which we pretend to aim all the issues that the company is currently facing. And we have this one, building the brand image. Okay, I'm going to introduce you our proposal to Lenovo. As you see, we have this, we call it golden circle. Why? Because many companies, they mistakenly promote their products. So this is the new approach that we will have to the customers. We're gonna tell in our marketing ideas that why we do it. Why is the company engaging in this market? Why, and what are the outcomes that we propose or we want to have? It's like when you buy a product, what do you really expect? And this is what we want. That's the why of what we're gonna do. And how? By giving to the customers a simple to use gadgets and good design. That's where we want to differentiate. And later on, we will explain our low-end strategy. So we would like to present products which are accessible to customers that they cannot purchase high-end products such as Apple and Samsung. So we want to have products with cheap prices, because actually there's a big market for that. And we will also go into the product functionality. Next one.
Here we go with this strategy. Launch new low-end smartphones and tablets. We have to put our feet on the ground, be realistic, and know that the high-end smartphone market is saturated. There is no way we're gonna take Samsung or Apple out of the throne. So we should go low-end. Now, we should take advantage of the vendor inventory model, which reduces logistics time and cost and time, use their economies of scale, and their current protect and attack strategy. We have to use this in the emerging economies, China and Brazil. We know that in any emerging economy, having more than 10% of market share will turn profits. We know that China is a booming economy, and just recall what I told you about Brazil earlier. We have two main events, two very big main events. The World Cup is the world's biggest sports event. It's a paradise for marketing. Lenovo can come and sponsor games, sponsor matches, be all over the place, just like Coca-Cola is. Not to mention that they have manufacturing facilities in Brazil. The economy of Brazil is also booming, so it's not just increasing sales in this emerging economy. It's brand recognition. Brand recognition. Everyone's eyes are in Brazil. Next summer, everyone will be watching the game, so everyone will be watching Lenovo. I know all of you saw that Samsung with marketing campaign with David Beckham for the Olympics. So we should take advantage of this, and I'll go with the next strategy.
And the last strategy is that after we building the strong brand image, and also we know where our customer is, then how to reach them. That in 2012, Lenovo is the second largest vendor of smartphones, and also they have a strong distribution strategies, and they have partnered overseas as well. So we utilize all this niche that we can develop a strong distribution brand. And with new emo shops all over the world, and we close to our customer who control the customer, or not control, like you reach to your customer faster than your competitors, you can be at a good position than the others. So this is our last strategy. And last we have.
And last but not least, we have the expected outcomes. So consolidate in all market segments by employing their protect and attack strategy. By all market segments, I mean let's go with this low end smartphones and tablets. We're not consolidated in that market, and we want to be consolidated in that market. The pay industry is only declining, so we should hop on the next train, which is this one. Then building a global brand image. And that's very easily done in Brazil. We already have a manufacturing facility there, right? We're already known in Brazil. So let's just take advantage of that World Cup and that Olympics. That will boost brand image. That will boost the brand. So, PC industry going down, boom. Next market segment right there. Brand image not recognized. Brazil World Cup and Brazil Olympics. Thank you very much.
Because it wasn't clear at the beginning, but I think more towards the end, then you mentioned
Yes,
about
sorry about that. Yes, it's strictly low-end mobile.
And you think this is the right strategy for the company?
Yeah.
What's the reason?
We believe so. We believe that the market for high-end mobile phones is saturated, and you will need like not even billions in marketing will get you there. And we know they already spend millions in marketing with almost no success. So let's target low end. We have nothing to do up there. We have lots to do down here.
And my next question is how you manage to be targeting the low end smartphone or PC area, and then at the same time you want to build a very global good image. So you want to be a good brand and in low end.
We want to be
How would that be?
recognized.
Yeah.
That's what we want to do. There are many emerging economies, many emerging markets. But if they don't know who we are, if we don't know who we are, they're not going to purchase our products. So by targeting emerging economies, but those will be our targets, we still need to be recognized. How can we be top sellers and not being recognized? We just want to push that another notch.
You mentioned here that you want to consolidate all market segments.
Yes.
Does that not contradict with your focus on emerging markets and also on
Yeah,
low end?
it might sound a little contradicting, but what I wanted to state is we believe that they are already very consolidated in the PC industry, in the notebooks segment. But that segment is going down. But we are not consolidated and not powerful, not relevant or significant in tablets and smartphones. So by reaching those segments, we'll be powerful in overall. Those are the only two variables we have not tackled yet.
By focusing on developing low-end markets, who do you think your competitors will be? Or do you have any target competitors?
Currently, some of the competitors that we have in the emerging economies would be Chinese companies, also like Huawei. Would be since Huawei is right now one of the biggest players in the market, then we should say that Huawei would be one of our top competitors.
But if then your main competitors in China have Chinese company, then what competitive advantage do you have with Huawei in this market?
I was going to say that first, as we try to build our brand image, Lenovo was indeed prized by good quality in product functionality and good product design, so we can based on that, as well as my partner wants to add on something else.
Yeah, the thing is that in order to compete with these people, with these companies, we were going with cheap, right? But sometimes when we have this idea of having a cheap product, it's not good, right? But we want to have this product a friendly user, simple to use, right? But so can those people that can actually not reach high-end high-end gadgets, they can have this. And also in the product functionality, we would like to develop new functions that they can find a difference compared to what is offered by the other companies. And as for the design, we would like to make something a little bit different. We actually do not want to follow what the big companies, what the big players such as Samsung and Apple is doing. We would like to set, actually we're going to do a lot of investment in R&D department, because we believe that in order to reach cheap price, good quality, and good design, we need to align all the business functions of our company, especially in R&D and distribution and manufacturing.
So you talked about, I guess you talked about the golden circle, right?
Yeah.
How does that, back to the, so this will be deployed to the whole
Um, the thing is that, okay, actually what other companies do, they do the way around. They will say to the consumers what we do, what we have, and how do we get it. Instead of making the people believe that we have something that is different for you. That's what we're doing. Because we want to deliver something that you can only get it from us. That's gonna be our main core value. Why we're gonna do this? And we're gonna try to promote this idea of why we believe so much that this product is gonna give you the best advantages, or it's gonna provide you something that is not provided by others. And how do we do it? By presenting a product simple to use and with a good design. And then at the end, what we do, we have, Lenovo has currently several business units, right? Which is cell phones, smartphones, monitors, and the PC. So we want to interconnect all the business units they have. So when I just have one PC, I can actually have access to other products, or I can take advantage of the other businesses this company is doing. That's what we want to provide to our consumers at low prices.
Can you elaborate a little more about the product functionality? Because you're supposed to have a simple to use, they give very simple function for the low price. So I would expect that not too much functions.
Yeah, okay.
Like normally the smartphone, like with equipped with Google Android system or like Apple iPhone systems, they all need very high specification of the hardware to cope with the quality of the system. But the more simple function that we apply to the cell phone, we can use a lower price of the equipment. So then the basic one, like go onto the internet and make a phone call and search the information. And with all these simple functions that we apply on the cell phone, we could apply a lower specification of the smartphones. Then we can offer a cheaper price. And so the product functionality, we will focus on what they really need, then back to why, how, and what. How they're gonna use these things and why they want to use these things. So we just focus on that part, and we don't give them, we don't offer too much variety of the function that they don't really need. So this could then lead to a cheap price that we want to offer them. And like Bill Gates offer affordable computer, we offer an affordable smartphone for everyone on the world.
We believe this breakdown comes all the way from production, like less buttons, more like Gold style, like just a touch screen and maybe just one or two buttons instead of like the whole set that most, excluding the iPhone, have. And let's not make it fragile. It's low end. Maybe this person cannot afford getting a Galaxy, dropping it, breaking it, and getting another one. These are not going to be just pretty phones. They're going to be durable phones and looking simple. That's what most of them are lacking. Like S3, then S4, they don't know what else to do. It stops looking simple. We're going to redefine simple. We'll redesign simple, make it low end and durable.
What about the computers? Are the computers also, are you also targeting the low end then for the computers? Because that wasn't what it was before, right? So, I mean, on the one hand, you're rolling out smartphones at the low end. On the other hand, your computers are at a relatively higher, targeting a different end of the market. So how does that brand image, is there an inconsistency between
the Lenovo have a high domination of the PC market, and as the trend that people who are using PC are trying to shift into a smart device, and we already have customers there. So if they have a new demands, then we provide them smartphones. So we can shift our customer to our new market, so we can get to know more customer what they want, and we provide them what we can provide them. So we can shift those customers to smartphones. And also we can, based on the communication department of the mobile network, we can make them, we can educate them to use the PC and also smartphone, how they work efficiently with these two devices and how they can have more options, or how they can do much better with these two devices. Like cloud ideas is more and more popular nowadays. So how can those our customers do with PC and also with smartphone at the same time, or even they just want to shift to smartphone, then we can provide that too. And that's why we can reach our customer more efficiently.
There's some more time for questions. Do you have any?
May I add something to that? Okay. We will maintain our position with the with the notebooks, right? Because if we compare our notebooks to like a MacBook Pro, a MacBook Pro is almost $3,000 US, right? It has a Retina display and whatnot. So is Lenovo a cheaper laptop or just a simpler laptop? It's just a simpler laptop. It's not cheap. Lenovo is not cheap at all. So that's what we want to do. That's where we're going with our low-end mobile phones. They're not cheaper phones. They're simpler phones.
You said cheap prices.
Cheaper prices, but we're not looking at them as cheap phones like generic. They're just simpler, and because they're simpler, they are cheaper. But it's not like cheap imitation or just cheap generic. So that's how we believe it will not contradict in our brand image enhancement.
Would you consider different lines then in your different segments? Different options available to consumers? I mean, of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But our main target will be low end.
Low end.
But we will have different product lines, but our main target is low end. There's lots of opportunity there.
I just think there might be a risk that you will pull down because your existing customer base in your PC market is still not exactly the low end people, right?
Yeah.
So if you are asking them to switch to using low end available to all, cheaper, so-called cheaper products, then they may not switch over. That's all.
Why do you think the brand is so important in this case? Because you focus a lot on brand building, and why do you think that brand can help you?
One of the reasons that led us to decide to build a strong brand image is that in recent years they have spent a lot of money in promotion and marketing, and they still are not recognized globally. And actually, this is a market when we need a seller and a buyer. And the buyer buys what he believes is good, what he has heard about it, right? And how do we get to know this? How do we make them to know this? It's all about marketing. But it's not about only saying, okay, we have a product, you want it or not. It's not about that. It's about building something different of our brand. Because since recently, they still, by investing a lot of money in promotion and marketing, they still have not got any recognition globally. That means that's an issue that we need to solve. That means that the approach they have had in the recent years may have been mistakenly taken. And therefore, based on our strategies, we are building up this new brand image where people will know us as a different company, especially in this emerging economies, Brazil, and we are already in Russia and India and Philippines. But being just in the market having the market share doesn't mean that everyone knows what we are, what we want to achieve in the market. That's why we believe it is a very strong decision that the company must take.